What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to talk about the astonishing X-Men, really, and the Mutant Doom 2 raids. Honestly, these are pretty much the only guys you're going to be using. So we're going to really be focusing on them. There's plenty of mutants out there. There's X-Factor, Weapon X. There's also your Uncanny X-Men, but none of those have the raid synergies that you're going to be using with the astonishing X-Men. So there's really no need to build up anybody else for the Doom 2 raid. Of course, you will need to have at least blue ISO 1 on them, but I want to do this guide to kind of talk about, show what my astonishing X-Men are built up to, and some of the recordings I do have, they're about 630k power. They do pretty good, but I did want to try to get at least a one-shot on the second node, because that second node's very tricky, and then see what I could do with that with the boss node as well, and I've gotten it to a science where now I have a very comfortable 2-tap on that boss node with the mutants, with the astonishing X-Men. I have done a video in the past talking about how you can bring in Omega Red, and you can get a one-shot, but you know, that's it's dicey. You got to have everybody like highly upgraded, like really geared up in order to do that. So we're gonna focus on astonishing X-Men. These are my astonishing X-Men. I'm gonna kind of just go through each character really quickly, talk about their ISOs, their, you know, what I've got on them for the T4s. For Jubilee, I've got all the T4s on her, just because all those T4s are very, very important. You know, the filling speed bar and max health and damage here on the passive is very important. The ultimate will also reduce speed bar of the primary target and, you know, deal more damage on the ultimate. I mean, all these T4s you're really going to want, because this does give offense up to self and all astonishing X-Men allies and call them all to assist with the special, and then the basic will have a guaranteed blind with that. So you're going to have all the T4s on Jubilee. Striker is what I'm running on her. If you want to go Skirmisher on her as well, that's fine. Skirmisher does help her apply the negative effects like blind, speed down, stun. So Skirmisher is a good option for her. I like Striker because that double tap and that calls her to a sit, or that will cause her basic to apply blind, which is very, very helpful. Can't really go wrong with Skirmisher or Striker on her. With Bishop, just the passive and the ultimate. The passive does give more damage reduction on him while he's taunting. Gives him a guaranteed counter while he is, which is very, very helpful. Blast from the passive does a lot of damage with his ultimate, as you see when we go into battle. You're going to see some pretty nasty damage numbers with his ultimate there. I could go for the special as well, because it does give more damage there on his attack. And same thing with his basic, but you can basically skip both of those. Striker on him, I went Skirmisher for a while because he does counter a lot, so that does cause him to apply a lot of vulnerables. But I found that in testing, I like Striker on him better because his ultimate, again, does a lot of damage, and that's going to be very, very helpful with that double tap as well with his basic. It's just really, really good. Striker or Skirmisher, I think you can't go wrong with either one on him. Basically, yes, Skirmisher and Striker both on Jubilee. The others are more set in stone. Healer on Beast, because obviously don't really need to go too high on T4s, a special on him there. You can go for the ultimate as well, because it does give regeneration, but he's got plenty of healing on his own, as you'll see in the fights. You don't really need to worry about healing for the regeneration with the T4 on the ultimate. Healer on him with all the bonus healing he's going to do through his passive works just fine. So you don't need to worry about getting any more T4s on him. And then Skirmisher on Kitty Pryde and Iceman. Now, once upon a time, I did have Striker on Kitty, because that did call bonus attacks, and that has a dispel on her basic. But I found that the double taps with Jubilee and Bishop are more important. So I moved her over to Skirmisher. Plus, that does help make sure that she can dispel on her basic. If you do put T4 on this is very, very good, because it now clears 2 positive effects on the primary target with this, which is not bad. But yeah, Skirmisher for that bonus focus to make sure that she can actually dispel on that basic is very, very helpful. She does have offense down on her special, and then disrupt on this. Disrupt is very, very helpful, especially in some of these nodes. You'll see disrupt in the second node and in the boss node. Very, very important. And then this T4 here. You apply an evade to the most injured astonishing X-Men ally, and then healing if they evade. Very, very, very helpful. Can't really go wrong with that. And then finally, Iceman. Skirmisher on him, just make sure he applies that speed down. That speed down is very important because not only does it reduce their speed, but it also reduces the damage, and it also reduces the armor of targets that have speed down. So this is very, very helpful. Lower armor by 20% for all enemies with slow, and damage by 30%. So you got to have that. That's very important. T4 on him. You have to have this T4 passive on him. Beyond that, don't have to worry about any of the other T4s. So you may have also seen my gear tiers here. I'm sitting at tier 15 on 3 of them, and then 14 on Kitty and Iceman. Beast, I took up to 15 a while back. I'm not sure why I did, but that has been very helpful with the healing. 15 on Bishop, you don't have to. That damage bonus is nice with going up to the gear tier. Jubilee, I'm taking her up to DD5 anyways, and I'll use her in DD4. Very good legendary for Dark Dimension, so you're gonna make her your top gear priority. These are my X-Men. This is how I've got them built up. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the footage of the 3 fights we have for the Mutants and the Doom Raid. So let's go ahead and start by talking about Node 1 first. So there's one thing you need to know before going in to your move this over a little bit more, get a little more centered for you guys. What you need to know about the Mutant nodes in the Doom Raid is that they're not hard in the way that like your characters are going to get killed off quickly. You have to kind of out heal the damage you're going to take. There's a couple of spots where you have a lot of damage coming in. It's not that bad. The problem is that you have a very hard time limit, especially in Node 2. Node 2 is very difficult because there's a lot of sustainability, a lot of barrier with X Factor characters in there. It's a pain. But also in Mutants and the Mutant node and the Mutant boss node, you've got a Doom in there. And if he gets off his ultimate, you're gonna have to restart or quit because yeah, you don't want Doom going off and wiping out your astonishing X-Men. So the trick with Mutants is to make sure you get the clear in the time limit. And this is where a lower gear X-Men's going to really struggle. You can see originally when I was recording this, there was a 630k power team. And at this power, not really a problem with that first node. There's a couple things to keep in mind at the beginning. You're gonna have a Bishop and you're gonna have a Jubilee on the enemy team, and there's gonna be a Hela with a Greg, and that Greg needs to be your #1 priority. You always get off your AoEs, but make sure he's you're always targeting someone that can chain to him and kill him. Because every time you kill Greg, you're gonna boost the speed bar on your team, and it's gonna drastically help. Now the problem here is that sometimes the Greg will spawn over here next to Surfer, which makes things a little more difficult. Right now, because Greg has spawned next to Bishop, I can use the basic from Beast that will flip the defense up and the defense down a couple of these characters that will kill Greg at the same time. Not a problem. Didn't flip the defense up on Phyla-Vel. We did get the defense up flipped on Moondragon. Here's where things get interesting. So we're going to get the ultimate there. This is why I should have mentioned positioning earlier. Make sure Bishop is positioned on the end. Iceman is next to him, because that ultimate, as you just saw, that ultimate from Bishop just yeeted my Iceman off the screen. So watch this. Yeah, look at that. 426k crit on my Iceman. My Iceman dies, comes right back. However, this has caused a problem because now the enemy Jubilee has gained speed bar, and she's going to go off here in a second. In the meantime, we're going to try to get rid of Jubilee if possible, or at least blind her. We're not going to be so lucky. Actually, we are going to be lucky this time because Jubilee assists, and we get blind on the enemy Jubilee. So now the Jubilee ultimate is going to go off here in a second. It's going to miss everybody. Now you just start hammering with AoEs. If possible, get Disrupt on Bishop. The Greg was there next to Bishop, so you could do the ultimate there with Disrupt on characters. Not as bad. The blind on the enemy Jubilee misses. We're going to stun Squirrel Girl here. You need to stun Squirrel Girl with the ultimate from Jubilee, because otherwise Squirrel Girl is just going to cleanse everything, and then your run is over. The problem, yeah, so like this is what I said. Like, you have to do things in a very specific order to really get the best out of your team here. Kill Gregs as much as possible, blind the Jubilee, and stun Squirrel Girl. Those are your top priorities. Once you have those done, start hammering Silver Surfer as much as possible. You still have to get through Bishop. Once you clear Bishop first, and then worry about Silver Surfer. And you can see I've also got Skirmisher on Bishop at this point. This is why before I changed over to Striker. Now we're trying to get rid of Surfer. If you can get blind on Surfer, even better, because he everything that he has, it can't be countered, and it does some solid damage. So you do have to get rid of that Surfer, or at least control him. Problem is, every time you move, Surfer heals up. So mass assists, something like, here we go. Mass assist on Squirrel Girl, that's going to kill her off, and that is going to apply blind to everybody, which is great. And now hammer Surfer. If you can get a stun on him from Iceman or Jubilee, that's even better. But right now, we're just focused on trying to get rid of Surfer. You also do need to keep in mind Phyla-Vell over here. She is going to get off her special or ultimate, her special, that will put barrier on your character, on the enemy. So you need to get her down too, and then worry about Surfer. Sorry, I forgot about Phyla-Vell too, yeah. Phyla-Vell is very important. If possible, avoid trying to kill Hela for as long as possible so you can get more Greg, so you can farm up the speed bar. But at this point, you just got to get rid of the Surfer. Don't worry about the Jubilee. Once she's blinded, it's not as bad. You're going to do fine with blind on Jubilee. Bishop's probably going to counter here and kill her, which he does. There we go. Surfer is down. And now we just have a few characters left. So at this point, we've got another Bishop, we've got a Red Guardian, and we've got a Silver Surfer. A lot of sustainability going around. We've got to get rid of the 2 taunts. There we go. And now we're trying to flip that defense up and the defense down on Surfer if possible with Beast. No luck here. This is also when I had Striker on Kitty. This is before I changed things. And once I changed the ISO and geared them up a little bit more, you'll see in the other fights, did much, much better. There we go. Blind on Bishop. Perfect. Now, we gotta get rid of Surfer. Bishop's gone. Give a little more speed bar to us. Flip that offense up and the offense down. And now, just gotta go after Surfer. This is the problem, is you have 2 stuns, but you do want to save your cooldowns. Don't save the ultimate for Jubilee, because you're going to need that at the very start of the next fight. You can use the special with Iceman if you want to. Nothing wrong with that. You're not going to really need that in the second fight. But there you go. Surfer goes off. Everything misses. Now, he can't be countered, but he will still charge up Bishop and give him a speed bar. But you can see, yeah, we're getting a lot of healing on Surfer, which is rather annoying. There we go. Surfer's done. So we're going to clear this with about 45 seconds left, which is not bad. Once I change up these ISO and got things a little bit better, this fight I usually was clearing about a minute and a half to about a minute and a half left. So yeah, the proper ISOs is the big thing. There you go. And that's it for Red Guardian. So the first node, it's all about how you handle the start of the fight. Make sure that you get stun on Squirrel Girl. You get a blind on Jubilee so her ultimate doesn't stun someone on your team and apply speed down. Hammer the Greg. Make sure you get rid of Phyla-Vell and then focus on Surfer. Your kill order pretty much here should be Bishop, Phyla-Vell, Surfer. And then whoever else dies in the meantime, that's perfect. Squirrel Girl, you just need to keep her under control. Eventually, once she takes her first turn and gets rid of the stun, then you're going to want to deal with her. Make sure you get the stun from Iceman onto Surfer so that he doesn't heal constantly through his passive. Not bad. Now, the second node. This second node is a pain, and I kind of hate it. By kind of, I mean, I really dislike this fight because it's always down to the wire. So this is what you start out with. You got 3 X Factor, you got Colleen, Ms. Marvel over in the corner, Hulk over in the other corner, Emma next to Hulk. So here's what you're gonna do. Speed down everybody. You're gonna get the ultimate from Beast first. Sorry, should have mentioned this. Ultimate from Beast, first turn. That's gonna put speed up on your characters, offense up, defense up. Very, very important because you gotta go before that Emma. You gotta get her stunned. So, ultimate from Beast. Buff up your team. Target Ms. Marvel here. Speed down on everybody. Start punishing Ms. Marvel quite a bit. Ultimate from Bishop. Already dropped her down below half health. Now you're gonna put Disrupt on Hulk. You don't want Hulk taunting. So actually, I screwed this up. I meant to do the Disrupt here. Fat fingers, tap the wrong thing. Offense down is also very important because that does reduce the damage output from the X Factor. But they don't do a lot of damage in the first place. It's not a big deal. Stun Emma. Emma's stunned. Finish off Ms. Marvel. Colleen Wing's gonna go here. Put heal block on your characters. Don't worry, Beast is gonna cleanse that here in a second with a special anyways. Finish off Ms. Marvel. And this is where things get really, really tricky. So your next priority needs to be the dad bros. Because one will give speed bar on crits, the other one gives barrier on crits. And you don't want either one of those. You can see they're gaining barrier right now. Not ideal. Not good, Bob. So we're going to get speed down a bunch of characters, kill off Colleen, boost our speed bar a bit more, get that Disrupt from the ultimate out now on Kitty, Disrupt on Hulk, he's no longer taunting. And now we're not even trying to kill someone here, we just need to get damage on the dad bros. There you go. Boom. One's down. No more speed bar on them. Next up, Shatterstar. But now Mr. Sinister's come out to play. So this is where things get tricky. So you have Black Bolt, Mr. Sinister, and Multiple Man come out. And this is where you have to be careful, because you want to hit Multiple Man so that he starts spawning dupes. But once you start hitting him, he starts getting stacks of counters. You kill the Multiple Man dupes. And then if he counters and he lands a critical hit with that, then Shatterstar and Longshot start feeding that synergy. Whichever one's still up will start feeding the speed bar or the barrier to your X Factor, and that's not good. So you need to get two things on Multiple Man. You need to get Blind, and you need to get Disrupt on him. You actually do either one. But you need to make sure he's not countering and landing critical hits. So Blind or Disrupt is very much ideal on him. Getting some speed down here. Damage Multiple Man once. We got a dupe out. Start hitting Mr. Sinister. You don't want clones from Mr. Sinister. He needs to be your number one target priority. As long as there are dupes up next to him, start hammering with the AoEs. Every time you kill a dupe, more speed on your team. So this is your number one priority. There. Now we have Blind on Multiple Man. Spawns out another dupe. But see, there you go. Now we've got barrier from that crit. Yeah, like I said, this fight is a pain. I don't like it. But yeah, we're going to get rid of Mr. Sinister here in a second. There we go. Mr. Sinister's gone. Kill a dupe. Get rid of Shatterstar. We don't want Shatterstar and his barrier anymore. That barrier has outlived, has been far too annoying. Kill the dupe. Get some damage in on Shatterstar. Speed, attack adjacent targets. Trigger more dupes. Offense down. There you go. Hits Multiple Man and kills a dupe. Bonus. And now I stun Polaris. Don't have to worry about Polaris anymore. She can sit there over in the corner and not worry anymore. She does a lot of chain attacks with the crits and everything. Don't really want that, because we're gonna get some of that here in a second. Because we'll have another long shot come into play. And yeah, that's not ideal. Now, I am also going to warn you that you do need to be watching your cooldowns as the fight goes here towards the end, because that can get really tricky. You do want to make sure your ultimates for both Beast and Jubilee are up and ready to go at the start of the next fight. We're just hitting Multiple Man here to get a bunch of damage in on him. My time's getting short. I'm down to 1:15. So I got to start hammering Multiple Man. Not worried so much about the other things here. They're going to be just fine. There you go. Boom. Boom. Killed all the dupes. Killed Multiple Man at the same time. Got a lot of damage in. Killed Shatterstar. Kill Hulk. And now kill Polaris. I have about 45 seconds to kill Black Bolt and Longshot. It's going to be close. But you should do it. You can do auto basic here if you really want to. There we go. Blind. Now, yeah, just start hitting both of them. Thankfully, they spawn in right next to each other, so you get a lot of chain attacks between the two. Not bad. Boom. Long shot's done. Now it's just Black Bolt. Black Bolt's not going to do a lot of damage. Don't worry about Black Bolt's damage here. He won't do much. So if he does get an attack off, it's not the end of the world. You just need to get both of them down. So yeah, as you can see, this fight, incredibly annoying, very specific. If you can't two-tap it, don't worry. A lot of players can't one-shot this. Like, this fight is so annoying. I hate it. I think it's like the second time ever I've managed to one-shot it. It's just the worst. I hate this node so much. That barrier and speed bar with the dad bros at the start really drags things out. Not fun. And now we are on to the boss node. So you have a Doom. So the trick is with this is pretty much force the second wave of spawns to come in before Doom pops off his ultimate. If you do that, you're in a very, very good spot. If you're able to kill some of the ads or some of the characters that come in on that second node, that's even better. But or second wave, not second node. But it starts out with the Baron Zemo. He's gonna ability block someone on your team. If he ability blocks Beast, you should be okay. If he ability blocks Jubilee, it gets a little more tricky, but basically you can counteract that if he ability blocks Jubilee. But if he ability blocks anybody else but Beast, you should be fine. It's just Beast getting an ability block will make things quite a bit more tricky. A little bit RNG, but you're still able to survive it. Right now, your target needs to be getting a blind on Jubilee and a disrupt on Thanos. If you can blind Kestrel like this right here, that's even better. Though, so it's weird. The Kestrel in the raid here does not cleanse negative effects off herself. So if you get blind on her, her ultimate is not going to hit. And you'll see that here in a second. But also get offense down on characters. Get disrupt here on Thanos. You need to make sure Thanos does not taunt. You don't want to go through Thanos. And we're going to talk about Thanos here in a second. He's a pain in the butt in here. There you go. Missed that ultimate there. Not bad at all. Another thing here too, that ultimate from Taskmaster, if he gets blind on Jubilee, again, another thing that could be very unfortunate. That's why you really want to make sure you can get Jubilee under control, because you don't want her stunning and removing speed bar and slowing down your characters. We got a stun on her there. Not bad. There we go. Now, I should have gone for the Doom bot here. I want to get rid of that Doom bot. Start building up the speed bar. Doom has already taken one turn. Next turn he takes, he will get his ultimate off. So I'm on a very short, I have a very small time window here. This first fight's going to take about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. You just want to make sure you can get rid of some of these characters here. Right now, my priority is Jubilee, Kestrel, and Taskmaster. If I can get rid of them, great. There we go. Jubilee's gone. Kestrel's falling low on health. We're going to do the mass assist here. If you don't, again, if you do kill her, it spreads out the positive effects or the negative effects, which is not bad, but that does not need to be your priority. You just want to do damage. The spreading of negative effects is very secondary for me, at least what I found so far. There you go, Kestrel's gone. Now we need to get rid of Taskmaster. You're gonna get, I don't know why I did that. There was already speed down on Doom there. I think there was speed down on Doom. Yeah, there was already speed down. That was a bad idea. Right now, going for Taskmaster. Kill off Taskmaster in a second, at least hopefully. Eventually. Hold on. Wait for it. There we go. Taskmaster's done. So at this point, what you need to be keeping in mind is who has the lowest health on the team besides Doom. Because that character's going to get healed up to full. So this is the second wave. 2 Falcons, a Captain Sam, a Sharon Carter, and yeah. Also, I totally forgot to mention Thanos. That Thanos back there has Striker Blue ISO on him, at least 2.3. Speculation is 2.5. If he hits someone that's vulnerable, he will one-shot them, because that does 15 or 20% of his max health damage bonus on that ISO attack. That is going to wreck someone. So if you can get blind on him, that's great, because if he hits someone that's vulnerable, that will yeet someone off the team. I didn't realize what was going on. I thought it was a bug until someone explained to me that it was like 2.5 ISO on him. And once I did the math and realized he's a 6 red, 7 yellow, tier 16 Thanos, his ISO attack's doing like 400k. So yeah, it does some nasty damage. So you got to make sure that Thanos can get blind or disrupt, or make sure he doesn't target someone that has vulnerable on them. Keep that in mind. Anyways, where were we? Okay, so next wave is going to come in here. Now, your ultimate from Jubilee should be short on cooldown here. Don't blow it. Wait for the next fight. Don't pop the ultimate here from Beast either. Just wait. We're going to put a blind on Sam. We're going to start hitting Sam, and this is where I goofed. I made a big goof right here because Doom's about to go, and what I should have done was hold the ultimate from Bishop and wait, because if he heals up Zemo or Corvus, that's not bad. They're squishy characters. They'll die pretty easily. But I killed off both of them and made a fatal mistake where now Sam is the lowest health character here. I realized my mistake right away. I start trying to go for Thanos. Of course, I should have done the adjacent attack that hits Sam at the same time. But yeah, I'm trying to get Thanos dropped low on health. Doom pops his ultimate, and it heals up. It heals up Sam, and I hit the stop button too soon. You guys see it? There you go. Heals up Sam. That was a bad play on my part. Very, very bad play. I should have saved the ultimate from Bishop, and I didn't, and that really hurts things. Now, I'm still going to do a 2-shot on this, but that Sam has a lot of health. You need to get him down. He's your #1 target priority. So, yeah, if he heals back up to full, you just hurt yourself pretty badly. So we're on to attempt number 2 here. Starting right off from where we were before. Ultimate from Beast. Start hitting Sam. We may need to make sure those deflects get out of the way as quickly as possible, because we don't want those deflects. That could really hurt your stun from Jubilee. That can make things really, really challenging. Offense down is always very helpful. Stun Bishop, or stun at Captain Sam, and then just start hurting him. If he gets that ultimate off, it makes things a whole lot more difficult, because now all the speed bar on these enemy characters, Falcons, there's 2 Falcons, so a lot of speed bar boosts with them as well. Yeah, they're a pain. So yeah, we need to start spraying out the damage here a little bit. If you can get a blind on Sharon, that's great. If not, you're still gonna do fine with it. There you go. Look at that. So there, that's a good demonstration of how much damage that Thanos does. Watch this. 8,400 on that basic attack, right? Watch. Right there. You see that? That bonus ISO attack just did 325k. That's what I said. That's what I meant. There's a good demonstration of how much damage that thing does. So yeah, you don't want Thanos hitting someone who's vulnerable. That, a lesser geared beast would have been 1 shot there, and my fight would have been over. I'm getting lucky here. Boom. There you go. And get some disrupts out here, just because. Not worried about Thanos taunting. Sam goes out stun. Not a big deal. We're gonna start doing some damage to characters here. Try to take down Sharon if possible. If not, it is what it is. Adjacent attacks. Start worrying about those Falcons. You don't want those Falcons getting off their specials here. Kill off Sam. Boost the speed bar on our team. Start worrying about the 2 Sams. If you can stun them, should have stunned one of them with Iceman there. If you can stun one of them, that's going to be great. I'm just using the special there from Beast just to get a lot of damage out. Hit the other Sam, or Falcon at this point in this case. He's just about done. There we go. Doom, like, here's what's funny. You can pretty much ignore Doom, which is so funny. There you go. Maria needs to be your next target. Get blind on that second Thanos. You don't want him going off a striker either. Start hammering Maria. You don't want her defense down. You don't want her minion summons. That's going to be bad news for you. Bonus, if you kill that Doom bot over there, Don't worry about the ability block from Zemo here. You're gonna be just fine without it. Or if you do, whoever gets ability block, you'll be fine. Not a big deal. We've dropped Doom low on health. He gains the ability energy and the speed bar. But even so, he's never gonna get that ultimate off again. It takes like 10 turns for that ultimate to go back off. So yeah, it's gonna be a long time before Doom gets that ultimate off. Not a big deal. There you go, ultimate from Bishop. Start hammering Doom. Don't worry about the Thanos and the Maria. They're both stunned and blind, or blind on both of them. Stun on Maria, not a big deal. Don't worry about the Zemo either. At this point, there you go, boom. Doom's gonna die. I think Doom dies from this. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't die. He dies from the bonus ISO attack, which was so aggravating, but it is what it is. Finish off Thanos. Maria's dead. And then finish off Zemo. About a minute 15 left on this fight. So not bad. Like, again, this is the thing with mutants. Not a lot of damage. It's just about getting the technique right. And I appreciate the challenge that mutants bring, because it's not about surviving the damage. Like, the tech nodes are the worst because they're all just heal block, so super high damage. But with mutants, it's all about making sure you get the technique right and you get things nailed down. And that I like a lot more with these raids. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video with the Mutants and the Doom raid. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys have comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, and ideas, let me know down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.